Have you ever wondered why China is sending so many spies to the Philippines? What could possibly be their motives? News headlines are buzzing with stories of Chinese spies being arrested in the Philippines. Just a day ago, 5 Chinese nationals were apprehended on espionage charges for conducting unauthorized intelligence gathering on Philippine Navy and Coast Guard facilities. Affiliated with the Caoxing Volunteer Group and the Philippine-China Association of Promotion of Peace and Friendship, these individuals were found engaging in aerial reconnaissance using drones. This isn't an isolated incident. The Philippines has been uncovering Chinese spy rings using advanced technology to map out US and allied military installations. It's not just about the Philippines, but it seems to be part of a bigger puzzle that involves the US and its allies. And then the story takes an even more intriguing turn. These spies haven't been working in the shadows. They've posed as Taiwanese tourists, installed high-resolution cameras at a seaside resort, and monitored military movements. It's a bold move, but what's driving it? The Philippine president has expressed concern over these alleged spy activities, and rightly so. The presence of deeply entrenched Chinese spy networks in the country raises many questions. Is this just about gathering intelligence? Or is there a larger plan in play? Could these spy activities be related to the South China Sea dispute? Are these arrests indicative of a broader escalation in tensions between China and the Philippines, or between China and the West? This curious case of Chinese spies isn't just a series of isolated incidents. It's part of a complex geopolitical puzzle that we're just beginning to piece together. So, are we looking at a simple case of intelligence gathering, or is there more to this spy saga? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this intriguing story in the next chapter. What is the extent of this spy network? How deeply entrenched are these agents in the Philippines? Let's delve into the details. Recently, 5 Chinese nationals were arrested in the Philippines on espionage charges. The group was found to be conducting illegal intelligence gathering on Philippine Navy and Coast Guard facilities near the South China Sea. Affiliated with the Caoxing Volunteer Group of the Philippines and the Philippine-China Association of Promotion of Peace and Friendship, they had engaged in aerial reconnaissance using drones. But this isn't an isolated incident. As we dig deeper, we find another arrest that happened just a few days ago. This time, it was a Chinese national accused of spying on military and police facilities. The man had posed as a Taiwanese tourist and had installed high-resolution cameras at a seaside resort to monitor military movements. Now let's pause and think about this for a moment. Why would anyone go to such lengths? What are they hoping to achieve? It's clear that these are not random acts of espionage. They are part of a larger, more coordinated effort. And this raises a significant concern. How many more spies could be operating under the radar, posing as ordinary citizens or tourists, conducting surveillance and gathering intelligence? The Philippine president has expressed his worries over the alleged spy activities, and rightly so. Imagine the potential damage that could be inflicted if sensitive information falls into the wrong hands. The safety of the nation and its people could be compromised. The Philippine military had previously found an underwater, unmanned vehicle of Chinese origin in the South China Sea, a clear indication of the extent and sophistication of these operations. Moreover, these incidents highlight the presence of a deeply entrenched Chinese spy network in the country, and this is not something that can be ignored. The Philippines, along with Washington, have pledged to deepen their intelligence sharing efforts following the General Security of Military Information Agreement. As we unravel this network, we begin to see a pattern. But what does this pattern tell us about China's intentions? Did you know that a Chinese spy ring was found using LiDAR technology to map US and allied military installations in the Philippines? This revelation, uncovered in February 2025, has sent shockwaves through the global community. But what, you may ask, is LiDAR? LiDAR, or light detection and ranging, is a remote sensing method that uses light in the form of a pulsed laser to measure distances. In layman's terms, it's a high-tech way of creating detailed three-dimensional maps. But as we've seen, it's not just for innocent cartography. This incident underscores China's dominance in the LiDAR industry, which now poses a national security threat to the US and its allies. The precise mapping capabilities of LiDAR technology make it an invaluable tool for espionage, as it can reveal the exact layout and dimensions of military installations. But it's not all doom and gloom. This discovery has sparked a call to action. The US is being urged to disrupt and dismantle Chinese LiDAR infrastructure, which could involve banning procurement in defense-related industries and evaluating restrictions on critical infrastructure. There's also talk of collaborating with allies to establish a trusted LiDAR supply chain initiative. This would mean creating a network of trusted suppliers away from Chinese influence to ensure that LiDAR technology is used for its intended purposes rather than as a tool for espionage. It's a significant challenge, but one that could help safeguard national security and integrity of nations. LiDAR technology, once a tool for progress, is now a weapon in the hands of spies. But what is the bigger picture here? The infiltration of the Philippines by Chinese spies, the use of advanced technology like LiDAR for espionage, and the ensuing tension all point to a larger, more complex geopolitical dispute. But that's a story for our next scene. Could these espionage activities be related to the ongoing dispute over the South China Sea? An intriguing question, isn't it? Let's delve into this. The South China Sea, a significant maritime crossroad, is a hotbed of territorial disputes. Its strategic importance cannot be overstated. It's a vital global trade route, with a third of the world's shipping passing through its waters. Not to mention it's a rich reservoir of undersea oil and gas reserves, making it an apple of discord among nations. China in particular has claimed a large part of this sea, as indicated by its infamous 9-dash line. This territorial claim, however, has been contested by several other nations, including the Philippines. The dispute has been a source of tension in the region for years, with international arbitration in 2016 ruling against China's claims. Despite this, Beijing has continued to assert its dominance, building artificial islands and military bases. Now let's connect this to our spy saga. Considering the Philippines' strategic location, it's not far-fetched to imagine that China's espionage activities might be related to this territorial dispute. A bird's-eye view of the military facilities could provide valuable insights into the strength and capabilities of the Philippine military. Likewise, the deployment of unmanned underwater vehicles and the use of LiDAR technology could be aimed at mapping the seabed, perhaps in search of undersea resources or strategic advantages. The role of other nations can't be overlooked either. The United States, a long-standing ally of the Philippines, has been vocal against China's aggressive moves in the South China Sea. The recent pledge to deepen intelligence sharing efforts between Washington and Manila might be a countermove to China's alleged espionage operations. So what we have here is a high-stakes geopolitical chess game with the South China Sea as the board and countries as players, each making calculated moves to secure their interests. As the South China Sea simmers, the spy activities add another layer of complexity. But what does this mean for the future? What could be the potential fallout of these espionage activities? How could they shape the future of the Philippines and the region? Let's delve into the possible consequences of this intricate spy web. First, let's talk about diplomatic relations. The arrest of alleged Chinese spies in the Philippines could add a significant strain to the already tense relationship between the two nations. This could potentially lead to a diplomatic standoff, affecting trade, tourism, and other bilateral relations. And what about national security? The presence of foreign spies on Philippine soil is not only a breach of national sovereignty, but could also pose a serious threat to the country's security. Imagine what could happen if sensitive information about the Philippines' military and defense infrastructure falls into the wrong hands. We're talking about a potential compromise of national defense strategies and even, in the worst-case scenario, an increased risk of military conflict. Now let's broaden our perspective and look at regional stability. The South China Sea is a hotbed of territorial disputes, involving not just China and the Philippines, but several other nations as well. The alleged espionage activities could further complicate these disputes, increasing the risk of regional instability. This could potentially disrupt peace and security in the South China Sea region, affecting everything from fishing rights to the freedom of navigation. So what does all this mean for the future? Well, it's clear that the stakes are high. The outcomes of these espionage activities could shape not just the future of the Philippines, but also the wider South China Sea region. It's a complex web of power, control, and geopolitical maneuvering, one that could have far-reaching implications for years to come. As we delve deeper into this intriguing spy saga, we realize it's not just about espionage. It's about power, control, and the future of the region. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.